Hello and welcome to this next Commander Lucosa Elite Dangerous video. I had no intention of doing one today actually, but at the moment my mum is cleaning downstairs and she is listening to Savage Garden while she's doing that. So that was that. I had to get the fuck out of there. And so I'm basically doing this just to give me something to do and to escape from the horror that is listening to Savage Garden's, in quotes, music. Right, so where am I? Well, I got a bit bored with hanging around Lave because if there was anything happening there, it must have either been for the private group of the person whose video I watched, or it only happened on, you know, in the open play, or it was something that Frontier Developments promised and then never did. But no, they would never dream of doing such a thing, would they? And that leads me into my next point. Frontier Development brown nosers and elite fanboys. Now, I've said at the start of several of my videos that if you are a fanboy or a brown noser, stop this video now and fuck off, because you're not going to like it. And they never do. And shock horror, they don't like it, because I criticise the game throughout. And because they can't argue against any of the points I make, because everything that I say with regards to what hasn't been done and what is broken is correct, instead of trying to argue against it or trying to do some kind of argument, you know, against what I say, all they do is post insults in the comments section aimed entirely at me. And I'm sick of it. So now, if any fanboy or brown noser does that, they get banned from my channel, because my patience has run out. And when they get banned from the channel, every comment they've made on any of my videos disappears. So in other words, it's just a total waste of their time. So don't bother with, you know, writing your insults, because the chances are most people who watch this video won't see it, because it will be gone. Like you. So I'm not saying it just for the hell of it, I'm not saying it for effect, I'm not saying it for fun, and I'm not saying it just to give me something to do. If you are a fanboy or a Frontier Developments brown noser, fuck off, because you're not going to like what you hear me say. Simple as that. If you have a brain cell, you'd be able to work that out by yourself, but a lot of them have proved that they don't have a single brain cell among them, and therefore need me to sit here and spell it out to them. So now I have. Right, now I've got that out of the way. This cup of tea I made is fucking horrible. I put too much sugar in it. Anyway, so yes, I left Lave because I was basically hanging around there for no reason whatsoever. And I am currently at Cormac Hub, which is orbiting Procyon. Now, if you know a bit of elementary astronomy, you will know that Procyon is in the Canis Minor constellation and is relatively close to us. Indeed, it's very close to us. Because if I bring up the galaxy map, there's Procyon there, and Sol, if I can find it, is pretty close by. There it is. 11.41 light years, or in other words, a single jump. So I can now show you. There's Sirius. I need the permit, and I want the permit. I want to be able to go to Sirius. But we can take a look at Sol. I'll set the course for there, so we're all ready to go. So you will be able to see the solar system in this video. Before we start, let's go through my usual status guff. I'm still fucking harmless, and I'm getting a bit pissed off with this. I've blown up plenty of shits. Well, I say plenty, I've blown up about 14. And I'm still harmless. Actually, let me just quickly show you here. One of the ships I destroyed was in an Anarchy system, and I tried to do a scan with the K-Warrant scanner, and I didn't think it worked. And then I got this. So it must have worked, even though I'm sure I didn't complete the scan. But I can claim a 5,700 credit bounty on that ship. It was an adder in Imperial space. Because the problem is, I'm nowhere fucking near Imperial space. So that could take a while before I'm able to do that. Hopefully I'm not destroyed before I head there, but well, you never know. Now, in fact, none of my ranks have gone up. I'm still harmless, I'm still a merchant, I'm still a surveyor. But my Federation rank has gone up. I'm now up to, you know, a cadet, which, yeah, that's really impressive. But everything else, reputation and rank everywhere else, is all neutral still. I'm currently on friendly terms with People's Procyon Values Party, which, yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Well, actually, it could be nice, because that could prove to be handy when it comes to getting a serious permit. When I first came here yesterday, there were 2 missions that were unobtainable, which allowed me to get permits to visit systems. One of them was Sirius. I can't for the life of me remember what the other one was, because at the time Sirius was the one I was interested in. Plus, it was the only one I was aware of. I didn't know there was another one close by that needed a permit. In fact, it turns out there are a fair few around here that need permits. Anyway, so my balance is currently 1,780,668. It would be a lot higher than that, but I fucked up a bit, and you'll see why in a sec. My rebuy cost is still, you know, well within budget. I can be destroyed twice, and in fact I can be destroyed 3 times and still have no problems. So we're okay there. My current assets are 17.2 million. I've spent 15.366 million on outfitting, 125,000 on repairs. Most of that now is the rather irritating wear and tear. 138,500 on fuel, just over 12,000 on munitions. So we're okay there. Here we are with the combat. So I've claimed 10 bounties. It would be 11 if I'd got this one, but I say I'm nowhere near Imperial space. So I've made 61,449 from bounties. I know there are plenty of bounties out there where you would get more than that total in a single bloody go. Nevertheless, I'm averaging, you know, over 6,000 per destroyed ship, so I've got no arguments with that. So combat is not my strong point, so still nothing in the way of crime or smuggling. Trading, my market network has gone up to 30. I've made 16.2 million in profit. I've traded 19,500 commodities. My average profit is still plummeting, 44,866, but you can see my highest single transaction has shot up to 152,096. And yes, that is because I brought rare commodities from Lave, Deso, Leasty, and actually that was it. I didn't get the leathery eggs from Riort. And sold them, not at this station actually. I did sell them at in the solar system because I have already been there. But yeah, that's where I made that profit. And systems visited has gone up to 89. Profits from exploration is just under 400,000. It will break 400,000 when I get far enough away from a system that I very recently explored. Permits, nothing's changed. No permits for regions. Sol system permit is still the only system permit I've got. So there we go, that's where I stand there. Now I haven't changed any modules or fire groups or anything, but here's my cargo. I have 88 tons of superconductors which I bought at around 6,500 each. So that's why I was saying that my balance should be a lot higher than it is, because I have over 500,000 tied up in cargo. The trouble is Procyon has no interest whatsoever in superconductors, so I would have made a loss of around 400 per ton if I sold them here, and I wasn't going to do that. So I think we shall head to Sol. We'll take a bit of a tour and see how each of the planets look. I've only seen Earth, Mars and Jupiter, well Jupiter semi up close. They seriously fucked up with the supposed accuracy of Jupiter. I'll show you why when we get there. Right, let's go.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
This is actually only the second time I've been to Procyon, and I've only done one mission from here, which admittedly was that mission that took me to the cadet rating with the Federation. And I'm already on friendly terms with this station, so I'll take that. Anyway, let's go. So of course if you weren't in the beta at any stage, you'd need to get the permit before you could come here. But I had the permit because I was in the beta. So there you go. Right, well we're here, so let's take a look at Mercury. I haven't been here yet, so let's see how it looks. There she is, the closest planet to our sun. There is an orbiting station around Mercury, the Daedalus station. last. It's starting to take shape. Right. Well, I can only assume it's because we're quite far out. No, we're getting closer. There is no sign of any of the craters. Oh, now they're starting to appear. That's a reasonable rendition of Mercury, I guess. Alright. Venus must be on the other side of fucking Sun, because it's way over here. But that's the next planet in line, so let's head over there and see how Venus looks. Like Mercury, Venus has no moons, so it's just a planet we'll be looking at. Of course, with all this flying around, I do increase my chances of an interdiction, and nowadays I do submit to every single interdiction, which almost backfired once because I did it and I found myself facing a Python. I did destroy him, but yeah, he ran it pretty close, certainly a lot closer than any of the bloody adders that have done. And I've even had a couple of sidewinders. There was one sidewinder who had no shields, and he tried to take me on. He didn't last very long, strangely. Now I think Venus does have an orbiting station. It's only a an outpost, but I can't remember what the outpost name is. From this distance, Venus looks quite featureless. The cloud mass should be okay, you can make out the clouds. That's, yeah, as you get closer, that's not a bad that's not a bad rendition, if you like, of Venus. Now next is Earth, but I'm going to leave Earth till last because that's where I'm going to dock. So we'll skip Earth for now and head to Mars. Now Mars looks completely different because in this game, just as it was in Frontier, and therefore presumably in First Encounters as well, Mars has been terraformed, so it looks rather like Earth. And Mars, of course, also has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, but they are very small and they're also irregular, and therefore haven't been included. So according to the Elite Dangerous universe, Mars doesn't have any moons, whereas in fact it has two. Why am I going so slowly? getting close enough so it should be starting to appear as an actual planet by now. And you can just start to make it out. And as you can see, it looks nothing like the Mars we know. Now, whether or not they've actually taken a an image of the surface of Mars and worked out which part, or which areas of Mars would be above water and which wouldn't, I highly doubt. But nevertheless, that's what Mars now looks like. Now Mars has a single orbiting station, Mars High. Of course, in the Elite universe, Mars is the seat of Federation. It's not Earth. However, I did land at Mars, and while its station is impressive, they got fuck all there. The only thing you can buy was bio waste. So anyway, next is Jupiter. Passed through the asteroid belt, which I don't think shows. No, it doesn't. So we should be able to mine the asteroid belt, but no, you can't. In Frontier, Ceres, the largest asteroid, is actually marked on the map as a minor planet that you can visit. But here, no. Why? Because it's irregularly shaped. It looks like they can't do that in this game, and yet they could in Frontier. Make of that what you will. Now Jupiter, which we're fast approaching, is where the supposed accuracy goes right down the Kazi. Because, actually no, yeah, we'll start by taking a look at Jupiter itself. This does have a docking station. It has one orbiting Io, which in itself is pretty ridiculous, because Io is so close to Jupiter that it's under constant massive gravitational stresses. It's almost always on the verge of being ripped apart. And a docking station wouldn't stand a prayer of lasting an hour around Io, and yet there's one here. That's actually a pretty good rendition of Jupiter. So let's head to the first of the moons then. So we have Io, which is pretty close by. Here it is. But you look at Io here. This is nowhere near the right place. It should be much closer to Jupiter than this. We'll sweep past it. so you can see it with Jupiter in the background. I mean, it's a relatively decent rendering of Io. The surface is somewhat similar. The thing is, the entire surface of Io changes every month because of the huge amount of volcanic activity on the surface, and that volcanic activity is because of the massive gravitational effect that Jupiter has on it. But if we are this close to Io, then Jupiter should be filling the screen. Instead, it's way off in the fucking distance. It's nowhere near where it should be. So yeah, they really fucked up with that one. So let's go and take a look at Ganymede, which is over here. I mean, the entire Jovian system has over 60 moons, and yet in this it has 4. Again, because a lot of the other ones are irregularly shaped, so it can't be done. Ganymede at the moment just looks like a big black circle. Maybe if we get the other side and see some light, we might actually be able to see some of the surface detail, but at the moment we can't see fuck all. Well, there is... Ganymede looks not too dissimilar to our moon. At least it does here. I know compared to quite a few space bodies in our solar system, Ganymede is a bit dull, but not that dull. That's not very accurate. Okay, so next is Europa. This one, this is the one that has a lot of ice on the surface, isn't it? And has a lot of cracks in the ice. So this should look quite impressive. The cracks are all sort of brownish colour, I think. You see, this if it's the planet I'm thinking, or the moon I'm thinking. It could be Callus though, it's one of these two anyway. Right, well, Europa looks almost identical to Ganymede here. Oh, no, we are starting to see some cracks there. There you go, so they have got the cracks on the surface because the surface is all water ice. That's not bad actually, I'm pleasantly surprised and quite impressed. Alright, the final Jovian moon in this game anyway is Callisto. Fucking hell, it's right on the other side. got past Jupiter. Yes, we have. Callisto is the one I'm thinking of. It's quite dark. We're coming in too quickly. Okay, it's clearly not the one I'm thinking. Well, they've got a dark section here with two very prominent ice caps on the poles, but other than that it's the same grain colour as the moon. Not too sure about the accuracy of that one. Yeah, okay, well that's Mars, that's Jupiter and the Jovian system. Off we go to Saturn. Saturn is quite a distance away. Now during Gamma 2, when it worked, they added an extra surprise. And the surprise is that you could find the Voyager 2 probe, which supposedly is in the position it would be in the year 3300. It's obviously way beyond any of the planets in this in the solar system itself. You do sort of rather feel that they put more effort into doing something like that than actually fixing some of the bugs, like the fucking unlit landing pads. Yesterday, when I came here, I only took a very brief look at Saturn, and because I didn't get that close to it, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest. But then I was looking at it at quite a distance. I did dock at Titan City, which, shock horror, is orbiting the moon Titan. But Saturn itself, the rings in particular, didn't look as significant as they actually are. And yeah, that still seems to be the case now. I'm sure Saturn's rings are more considerable than this. And the planet itself, yes, that's coloured, you know, quite accurately, but I'm sure the rings are more prominent than that. So I'm not so familiar with the moons of Saturn, with two exceptions, and both of them are in this game. And one of them is, well, it looks like it's horribly out of place. So this is Dion. Oh, fucking hell, it looks like another one that's identical to our moon. Well, if you are an expert on the Saturnian system, you can let me know if that's accurate or not. Actually, it's not like our moon at all. There are some hefty cracks in there. Doesn't look too unlike Europa there. Anyway, next, rear. Rear's further out here. Approach this one a bit too fast, but it means we get to see some of the lit side. So that rear looks awfully just similar to Dion. Right, now for one of the two I do know, Enceladus, and it looks to me like they put it in completely the wrong place. Enceladus is very close to the rings of Saturn. In fact, I think it's one of the moons that actually lays within the rings. There's a gap between some of the rings of Saturn, and I'm fairly sure Enceladus is inside that gap. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I was fairly sure that was the case. Certainly ain't the case here. Now, Enceladus is very small, so let's see if they got the size right. They've got the description right. It is an icy world. It is very blue. Well, it looks like, yeah, I mean, it certainly looks like Enceladus. It looks like they got the size right, because I'm very close to it, and yet it's still quite small. Yeah, well, okay, they've got it how it looks right, but it's not in the right place. Alright, next is Tessis. I don't think we've seen this one yet. This is another one that I'm not that familiar with. This is one of those I don't really know too much about, so doesn't half look like Enceladus though, just larger, and with some of the cracks from various other moons we've already seen. Oh, there you go, so that's Tessis. Titan is next. I'm sure we've all seen photos of Titan, so you know what this should look like. As I've already said, Titan does have an orbiting station, it has Titan sitting around it. Which does sell more than Mars High does, which isn't exactly difficult. It's mostly metals. I'm pretty sure it's just metals. I think there are some ores as well. Yeah, that doesn't look an awful lot like Titan to me. It looks like you can see two very prominent polar caps, but Titan's atmosphere is so dense that you can't really see any planetary features. There you can see, yeah, it's not very good to me. Alright, well, the final one is Iapetus. Now there are a lot more Saturnian moons than are shown here. Iapetus is the moon that has the huge great ridge that goes right around the equator. Let's see if they put that in. Something I doubt it, because it is, say, rather prominent, ridged upwards, which means it's not completely round. They probably would have just drawn it on and left it as that if they put it on at all. So they've left out Mimas, which is the moon that looks like the Death Star. That would have looked quite impressive, but no, they haven't done that, presumably because they couldn't. Here's Iapetus, looking extremely similar to Titan in a way. No sign of the ridge anywhere. Yeah, that don't look anything like Iapetus, so yeah, that's not very good at all. Right, well, that's the Saturnian system done. Now next is Uranus. I'm not going to bother with the moons of Uranus or Neptune because I haven't got a clue what any of them look like, so I don't know if they're right or not. Now Uranus is a fucking long way away because it's on the other side of the fucking solar system. So here we go. No, my luck, Neptune is back the other way. Let's just see if Neptune is going down as well. No, it's not changing. Mind you, neither is Uranus, presumably because I'm going too slowly. Yeah, I'm still only doing bloody megameters per second at the moment. Let's have a look. Uranus is going down very slowly, but it's going down. Neptune, no change. Oh yes it is, right, so Neptune's going down as well. Not as quickly as Uranus is though, so I have no idea how far Neptune is, or how far away it is. Oh, for fuck's sake, fucking Pluto and Charon are going up, so we've got at least one more enormously long distance to cover. I'll tell you what, after all this, they better want to fucking buy my superconductors here. I'm still 11,500 light seconds and it's slowing me down. Fucking get a move on. Just, you know, bollocks to this fucking gravitational field. Just fly right through it. Fucking thing. I mean, okay, flying right through it could result in my ship being ripped apart, but I'm an impatient cunt and I want to get there quickly. I'm still slowing down. Fuck's sake. Oh, now we're picking up speed again. Trouble with this is Uranus is a very boring planet. It has almost no features at all. You travelled all this way just to see what is essentially a pale blue sphere with some broken rings around it. Because Uranus it rotates at a strange angle compared to the rest of the planets in the solar system. Well, they've got the faint rings there. Rather prominent. Uranus also looks rather dark compared to how it actually is. It's paler blue than that. That's the colour that Neptune is. But, yeah, rather unsurprisingly, they've got the features right. None. So, sad to say, that is quite an accurate representation of Uranus. Fuck all to look at. The rings are done right, the planet's surface is done right. Well, when I say surface, it's just blue and not much else. So, okay, that's Uranus. I'm not going to say I'm not going to bother with the moons because they are rather, well, I don't know what any of them look like, so I couldn't tell you if they got them right or not. Fucking hell, Neptune is nowhere near us. Yeah, Neptune's over here. Slow down, I'm doing 20 megameters per second and I've got a target that is 19.3 thousand light seconds away. It's going to take me over 2 days to get there at this speed and it's telling me to slow down. Thing. This tour is taking rather longer than I thought. I've already had my fuel refilled once. Of course we still haven't even seen Earth yet. Now I have a feeling with Neptune they're not going to bother putting on the great dark spot because for one thing it's already disappeared, but that does mean that weather systems on Neptune are quite changeable, so they could have put it back, assuming that they can. I'm starting to wonder if the way they've rendered planets means that putting a single feature can't be done. We'll soon find out. Well, I'll say soon. 14,000 light seconds to go. It's not that soon. this distance we should be seeing it, but no. Here we are. Well, it certainly has more features on it than Uranus. But they're all like bands, and Neptune doesn't really have a banded surface like that. Hang on a sec. Yeah. I'm going to have to pause this here because I've got an interruption. Hang on. Okay, right, yeah. I'll check in a sec. Alright. Right, enough of that interruption there. So, yeah, it's very banded, but, well, it's not a bad, now is that meant to be the dark spot there? Or a spot anyway. Well, it looks like they may have been able to do like, you know, one off and there at the top there are more prominent clouds. Again, that's a definite feature on Neptune. So they may have done that one okay. Rings, there are some. I don't think they're quite as prominent as they're showing there, but now Pluto we're heading to next has a very strange orbit compared to the other planets in the solar system. So they've got it positioned right. Now there's a fair bit of guesswork with Pluto. We got a very rough idea of what it looks like from photos from the Hubble telescope. It's brown. There's a dark brown patch that runs around the equator. The rest of it is sort of light brown, and depending on its distance from the sun, there are polar caps north and south, and polar caps are actually made up of the entire atmosphere being frozen. I mean, not that it has much of an atmosphere anyway, but that's the only picture we have of Pluto shows that, but it's very heavily pixelated. There's no detail of any kind. Charon, we have no idea what it looks like, so however they got it in this is pure guesswork. Of course, we do have that probe heading out to Pluto, which I think arrives in a few years' time. So then I'm wondering if they will update the game to accurately show Pluto and Charon. I doubt they will include the moons, because there are at least 2 other moons around Pluto. One's called Styx. Of course, they're not likely to include that, because it's almost certainly going to be an irregular, and we've already got a system called Styx. Oops. Rather fucked up there. I have no idea what that thing that appeared there that was like 3.5 million odd. I bet that was the Voyager probe. So there's Charon. Pluto, no, does not look like that. It looks like Charon they've done a bit too small. But they've made Pluto look like one of the moons around Saturn. They got the colour on and everything. Where was Charon? Where's he gone? Well, there's Charon there. We're on the dark side of it, so we can't actually see it very well. Charon is bigger than that, I think. And they've given it the same, they made it look identical to Pluto, just a bit smaller. Or quite a bit smaller. There you go. So there's our tour of the solar system. I'd like to find that, and the chances of me finding it are slim at best. There was definitely a signal that I picked up that was a ridiculous number of, yeah, it's not showing here, but it was a ridiculous number of light seconds away, like millions, and I bet that was the Voyager probe. Chances of me finding it though are extremely slim, so I'm not going to bother. Right, back to Earth then. A mere 21,000 light seconds away. Well over 21,000. Well, actually, we'll start with showing the moon, which mercifully is, actually there's no fucking difference, it's still a huge distance away. There is a docking station that orbits the moon. I'm not that fussed about landing there though. See Earth just going off screen. Obviously we'll be heading there once we've taken a look at this. Well, if there's anywhere in the solar system that they should get right, the moon is it. And yeah, they've got the huge impact crater there at the southern pole. So they got the moon right, that's for sure. Shock horror. Fuck yeah, this is me trying to actually good state to release the game, you know. Alright, so there's the moon, and this is ridiculous fucking bullshit stuttering. So, let's now head to Earth. Now, it took the Apollo missions 3 days to get from the Earth to the moon. Let's see how long it takes us to do the return trip. According to this, less than a minute to go. Oh, there you go. A lot less time. So what landmass is that? There's India. There's Australia there, so shock horror. Earth is actually done with quite a fair amount of detail. You can see the Himalayas there. Yesterday when I got here it was Africa that was particularly prominent. Looks like it's night time in Africa at the moment though, so there is a capital ship in orbit above Earth. There it is. But I'm not interested in going there. Now, the Mikhail Gorbachev station was the one I went to yesterday. And they had bugger all there. Abraham Lincoln can go and piss off, so Li Qingzhou is where I'm going to head. Finally dock. Now I'm going to be seriously held, hampered by the gravitational field of the planet. Okay, wasn't that bad then. Much more basic station than the Gorbachev station, that's for sure.
Docking request granted.
And the thing is, not only did Mars High and the Mikhail Gorbachev station have bugger all in a way of commodities to buy, they also had bugger all in the way of ships. They both only had 3 ships. This station is much more basic than Gorbachev rubbish of. Flashing has stopped, so if I wasn't already here, I would now be desperately trying to actually find where my pad is.
Successful. Engines disengaged.
So it's less fuel than I was expecting. What about repairs? Okay, the repairs are not that great. This means I really do need to sell these bloody superconductor, for fuck's sake. Well, I ain't selling up at that. 6,102. I bought them for 6,511. And again, this place only selling bio waste. Oh, and hydrogen fuel. There you go. Well, that was a fucking total waste of time. I'm gonna try the Gorbachev station, and if there's nothing there, then I don't know what the fucking hell I'm gonna do. Well, I'll stop the video then, and well, I'll try and see if I can find a high-tech system somewhere that will buy it. Because at the moment, this trip has cost me something in the region of 5,000 credits, and I haven't got anywhere.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
I mean, this station is a bit of a fuck all nothing. So I'm not going to be bothering with this one again.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right. The final
4, 3,
jump for this video.
1. Engage.
That's more like it. At least as far as docking stations go.
Docking request granted.
The thing is, will they pay me enough for me bloody superconductors? At this rate, even if they only pay me bloody, you know, about 100 profit, I'll take it. I just want to get a shot on. But as you can see already, this is one of the really plush
Scan detected.
stations. It's also one where you can't see where the fucking hell you're... I have a horrible feeling I've just overshot it. Is this 41? Yes. Right. What would if I deployed my landing gear?
Landing gear deployed.
Jesus Christ, this is about as big a fuck up a landing as I've ever done. Alright, finally there.
Engines disengaged.
Still cost 35 just for that short bloody jaunt. Right, oh for fuck's sake, this place is even worse. Right, well I'll have to go through that exported to list and take them there, because there's no way I'm selling them here. But I mean, look, bio waste is the only thing they have in stock. And if you go to the shipyard, only 3 ships, Viper, Cobra Mark III and a Type 6. That's it. And this is supposed to be the, you know, very heart of the Federation. What a fucking piss take. Anyway, so there you go, guided tour of the solar system. And me being stuck with a cargo that I can't get rid of. So that brings this video to an end anyway, so this is me signing off.